Hello and welcome to Kate and Kat's podcast. We run our podcast a little differently than most. Our podcasts are completely spirit-led, and we never know who we're going to have on or what's going to come up to heal. Every episode is a new adventure where we walk people through healing anything from spirit guides to past lives to inner child work, how the energies and trauma affects the mechanical workings of our physical bodies, and exploring time, space, and dimensions and how it's all happening now. This podcast is for beginners and experts alike. This can be considered explicit content to some, as we do not edit ourselves, and sometimes deep trauma work comes up unexpectedly. And also, we cuss like sailors.
On this episode of Kate and Kat Live, we're discussing the topic of the most impactful point. We went over what it is, what it does, how to process the energy once you use that prompt, the other portal openers that we have coded, and all the things. If you have any questions about utilizing the most impactful point portal, then this episode is for you. Without further ado, if you love bad bitches, and that's your fucking problem, on with the podcast.
Hey. Okay, so this is a discussion topic. We're going to do discussion topic and most impactful point. And what I kind of want to go into and what Kat wants to go into is like the channeling of it. Like people will go to the most impactful point and then be like, oh yes, I felt a lot of healing. And it's like, but this was a prompt. This was a direct.
That happens a lot. When I first started doing the daily healing prompts, like just on the screen, and I would put like, this opens a portal to the most impactful point. It was very confusing because you guys were used to Kate and myself writing healings on the screen. And so writing a prompt that like opens a portal, which is, it's coded to open a portal, confuses the fuck out of you. Maybe not as much anymore, but to some people it still does. And it happened very recently, but it's happened a lot with us where they'll be like, oh my God, yeah, I felt so much movement. And we're like, cool. So you went into a portal, and if you're a feeler, you probably felt yourself going somewhere. So you probably need to heal that. Even as a seer, they'll see a lot of movement, and it's like, because you went somewhere.
And, or, they'll be like, I didn't go anywhere. Where did I go? And I'm like, nope. You went somewhere. You're probably a knower. Tell me, did you hear a song in your head? And they're like, yeah, but it's silly. And it's like, obviously not, because you went somewhere. So what you doing? So
they really do. They think that they have ADHD, so it's a distraction, or they're just silly. It's a song they heard on the radio on the way home from work, so it couldn't possibly be a channeled message. Or they were just on TikTok not that long ago, so that song that's coming up again, it's just because they were scrolling TikTok. No, that's part of it. You went somewhere. Your team is like letting you know the things.
Or they'll like bust it wide open, like they'll sit there and start dancing. Or like drumming a random beat on the table. And it's like, cool, where'd you go with that? Everything is a message.
I will literally pick things up on my desk. That is a channeled message. Or I'll start dusting something. That is a channeled message.
I just dusted a corner right now. Now I'm dusting the top of my computer. It's everything. So,
We have a couple of different prompts that open portals. The most common one that we have is the most impactful point. It's the one that we've used commonly, both of us, the longest. But Kate has a new verbiage for a completely different prompt that takes you to a completely different place, which is
the strongest introspective point that you can manufacture and overhaul.
That will open up a portal. I remember when I used to do past lives, it was, please show me the most traumatic point I could heal about this. We also have, please show me the root life of this. Please show me the earliest point of this. Those are all opening portals to a place for you to heal. So this is like clarifying that and also helping you realize like we were talking about earlier, as Kate started to go into more of, how can you tell where you went, what's happening, and all of that. Some of the thing about our portals, because we code them, and if you have been with us any amount of time, even if it's only one day, I would think at least maybe a week or maybe whatever. We're not just about, like past life or inner child. We are very in tune with the multidimensional self, oversoul, pocket dimensions, and universe. So when we say these prompts, the most impactful or the strongest, most introspective point that you can manufacture or overhaul, you're going to go anywhere. You're going to go exactly where you told your team to take you.
Or if you want to create your own verbiage that sounds like that you get like a ding to, or you get prompted to, or whatever. For some of my baddie training, spirit guide readings, like end of the month, beginning of the month, it mashed them together, and I had to look at it. Most impactful, strongest introspective point guide. It was very specific, and I was like, oh shit, and I even said it on the screen. And so if it sounds better, if it feels better, if it looks better to say certain things like activate, allow me access to.
Which I've always been an allow me access to person. Kate has always been an activate person, but you'll hear us sometimes or see us sometimes combine the allow me access or activate, and that's more like inclusive. And then sometimes my stuff says activate now. It's whatever feels correct.
And what gets you the results. So again, whatever feels correct, looks correct, whatever you get a ding to do, everything is a channeled message. My right finger was twitching earlier, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And it was like going bam, 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 bam. And I was like, what? I guess I'm directing certain things to happen. Like, it all plays into something. Baddie training person earlier today was like, hey, like, I know we looked at such and such, but like this, my hip keeps hurting, and I know we healed it, and I do this such and such healing every day.
Their hips don't lie.
Are they on tonight? Or not the fucking hips. Fuck. It was talking and coughing. It's like one of the other ones was hips, but
okay, well,
Holly, did you hear that?
For Holly, it came up for even this, like, Kate talking about something that she thought was for one person, but it was for a different person. It's still for Holly, because the person she was talking about was the person that's in baddie training.
Holly said, yes, hi.
But Kate has a video about how, like, she just posted it not that long ago, like an on this day video about like body language not being real. You need to look into what body language you think you're presenting. Like if you think you're flirting or not flirting or being standoffish, and how it's not real because people interpret it differently. You need to look at that, Holly.
And tune more into the channeling aspect of it, instead of the interpretation of how you would see it. So with the coughing thing, it was like the healing. If you're saying healing and healing and healing, the same healing, it works as a Band-Aid for the root. It does get it, unless it keeps happening over and over and over.
Okay, so my mic keeps, like, the sound keeps going out. So a really good example, I post the emoji videos when they come up on this day. And you guys are like, hell yeah, an emoji video, I'm going to do it. Like, and you can, and you will feel movement. But if you are feeling with Kate's on this day videos, with my on this day videos, with any of the healing prompts, when you do it, you're like, oh my God, I felt so much movement. That's great. That's not great. That means, like, there was one that was about getting people, like, away from you that make you think you're crazy. And if you're still feeling all that movement, that means you have not healed the part of you that has the boundaries set up that you don't let those kind of people into your life anymore, or you haven't healed why you give a fuck if they think you're crazy or not. So if you're feeling massive amounts of movement, I know a lot of you, and we've talked about that before, it's like, oh my God, their healings are so good. I feel so much movement. That's great, babe. Did you go look at why? Go look at why.
What does it mean? I'm trying to think of more examples, and it's like, okay, let's say that,
Why would someone say the most introspective point they can manufacture or overhaul as opposed to most impactful point?
So strongest introspective point they can manufacture and overhaul is a directive, is a healing directive, whereas most impactful point is a prompt. So a directive goes more into pointing your guides into a specific place, and most impactful point is any place, if that makes sense. So the most recent one was digging yourself into a polite pit. And it's like, okay, strongest introspective point that I can manufacture in our overhaul. This place is already there, typically. You're manufacturing and overhauling an already made thing. And if it's not already there, you're going to go to this place and it's going to need to be manufactured or overhauled. So you're going to either have to build it, collapse it, update and upgrade it, or it's some kind of something like that.
It's more mechanical.
And then most impactful point is like a timeline. There's not as many boundaries, it looks like.
It can go into mechanical too.
Yes.
It can, but you have to know how to do the things. When you go to the strongest introspective point to manufacture and overhaul, you know you're going to be, like Kate said, either building or collapsing or overhauling or some sort of maintenance to that part of your system. And she says, like a machine, you know, you're like this airplane. Let's go look at what you need to, you know, fix about it. And the most impactful point can basically be anywhere. And it's not necessarily a machine. Like, we might have a session with someone and they want to work on their knee. If we go to the strongest introspective point to manufacture and overhaul, we might go into the mechanics of the operating system of their knee or the machine that's glitching, that's causing the mechanics in the knee. If we go to the most impactful point, it might be 7th grade where their mom and dad got divorced. But it's still connected because that situation affects the knee, affects the machines, the mechanics that is messing with your knee.
So
both give you clarity, though, of the whole thing.
Yes. So it all goes with understanding the verbiage as well. The best example I like to use is like the no use or the anti-loom or anti-mothering and anti-fathering. And it's like, cool, I'm going to use this as a know you, like knowing you. And it's like, that's not what that means.
When she says, cool, I'm going to use this as, she's not saying she's going to use this as. She's saying that like a person might interpret it as knowing instead of know.
Know you
is what it is.
And it's even spelled with the letter U as like a text, like hee know you, like tee hee. And so if you do not understand the verbiage that we say, we have videos on it, number one. Number two, your guides are going to interpret it incorrectly, and they're going to do that incorrect thing, and you're going to be like, I guess. And it's like, yeah, because you're telling them to know. You're telling them to know in their head instead of like, no, you.
Angel in the comments says, what if you combine them both in the verbiage? I say strongest introspective, most impactful. Yeah. because you have understanding of where that's going to go, Angel. Like, you actively are in the guided adventures, you're actively healing, and you're like, I want the exact direct thing I need to manufacture and overhaul at the most impactful point. It will work. But like, if you're doing what Kate's talking about, where you don't have an understanding of the language, it will not take you where you think you're going to go.
That's confusing.
Yeah. Tiff Abbey Publishing said, do you have protocol for removing subliminal hypnosis from YouTube vid and going back to previous program? We have a protocol for everything. That's not what this topic is about, but we can help you with that real quick. We have healings that we code ourselves. But if you're trying to use this most impactful point, you would ask your team to please take me to the most impactful point that I can heal about protocol for removing subliminal hypnosis from YouTube vid and going back to previous program. That's what you would do. Your team might not understand that, even though that's how you talk, because when I said it, I didn't go anywhere. And that goes to what you think is happening to you versus what's actually happening to you. And that's removing trauma, bias, and agenda. So if you think that there is protocol and there's subliminal hypnosis, then you're allowing subliminal hypnosis to like happen, and you're allowing yourself to be hypnotized subliminally. Because it's not actually, like, if you, the best way to put that is like, the government is doing stuff to the food. Okay, cool. Do you stay away from that food, or do you, for yourself, remove the stuff that is in there and make your food good for you? And then, well, fuck it. Let's take it a step further and go heal what we can about the government fucking with the food. So you would want to go to, if there is subliminal hypnosis, I keep adding a B, hypnosis from YouTube vids, then you would want to go look at what you can heal about them doing that. And that's what that portal will do for you, if that makes sense.
And they replied and said, I did too much deprogramming, basically. So go and heal it. Go to the most impactful point, and it'll take care of all that. Sorry, someone named Bussylicious keeps joining. You can also go to before you did too much deprogramming, and you can set yourself up for success. So like, when I went into spiritual spaces and I didn't know how to protect, I went a little bit manic. So I went back before that happened and set up protocol. So that didn't happen to me, so that I could ground, so that I would be sane and okay. That's what this kind of stuff is about. We appreciate you having the conversation. We want to continue with this. That is like for a session. So like, I want to help you with that, but also we want to get back to our topic. Yes. So,
Or you can feel free to look through our stuff if you want help with that.
We have free stuff and we have reciprocal stuff. So yeah, pages and all that.
And we actually have a live where we have mini trauma healing, where we bring people on the screen to help them with that. That's in our upcoming events. If you want to join that, that's free also.
Hell yeah. It's making my face really red, so it's interesting. Like, I'm sitting here watching it go red as fuck. So I guess I'm in there. Disconnect me. Okay, so discussion topic, most impactful point. And if you are one of those people, again, that think you do not go anywhere, you absolutely are somewhere. We code this. We coded most impactful point to go somewhere. You are going somewhere.
It's not just not working. You just don't know how to navigate the ship that you're in.
And then even when you hear us say, I didn't go anywhere, it's because we healed that certain aspect. Change the verbiage to what you're saying, and you will go somewhere.
So, like, if I'm trying to use an example from one of your introspective posts, the manufacturing and overhauling, but it might work better if we do the most impactful point daily healing prompts. There was a time when Kate did a series and she took my first daily healing prompt book and she was doing them daily, and she was just not going anywhere, because usually we make topics about stuff that we've already healed. because we know that other people will want to heal it. So, or like stuff that we're seeing commonly happen with our clients, or seeing stuff that we commonly have with our, do you have the book right there? Are you going to look up one of them?
No, it was hot.
Oh, okay.
I was getting hotter, and so I turned my heater off. It's on my bookshelf, but
okay.
I have
but like
this one. So I would do collective work whenever I wasn't going anywhere. I would change the verbiage and be like, okay, collectively for spirit of its mind, please show me the most impactful point I can heal about stifling my own growth for another. And so it's like, okay, cool. I didn't go anywhere. And as a seer, it's very stiff and still.
Sometimes it's because she's already healed it, and sometimes it's not part of her programming. It's not something that applies to Kate. She's never had, like, worked on that or dealt with it, which that will happen. And
if that happens to you, you can be like, okay, spirit of Damascus, please show me the most impactful point I can heal about others stifling their own growth for another.
Which, if there's only 12 oversouls, it will take you to a place that you can help others.
And that's where I always go, because heal yourself, heal the world. So, and what I mean by that is you healing so much that people see, like, you know, how much you've healed, and they see how clean and great, and like your corner, the way that Kat phrases it is like your corner of the
Hoarder house.
Yeah, the house. And they're like, oh my God.
And it gives them inspiration.
Yeah. So it's like that. Heal yourself, heal the world. They see how you exist and are like, I want to exist like that. And that's how I'd put it in my words. So same thing. If these things aren't working, change the verbiage. And also, does your team understand? Do you need to collaborate with your team more? Do you need to go to the most impactful point you can heal about you and your team, your spirit team, your spirit guides?
The portals that we have, like the verbiage we have for our portals that open, they're language that almost everybody understands.
Yeah, everyone can code into.
You can change it to like Spanish or French or whatever, and it will still work. These are like translatable phrases. The majority of people understand this. We have names for our healing. Like, okay, so Kate brought up the No You healing earlier. That is hers. She set it up. She programmed it. She helped, like, it's part of her healing, you know, protocol. It's in her manuscript that she wrote, her coding. And she mentioned that it's N-O and then you, like text. When I write it, I write no, N-O-U, Y-O-U. I didn't know that she had it as you. I didn't know. It wasn't a conversation we'd ever had. And when Kate writes stuff, she writes like that anyway, so I didn't fucking know. That's just whatever, that's how. But my team understood it. It knew what it was. So it went there. But like Kate was using as an example earlier, there was someone that worked with us for a long time, and Kate would have, you know, infuse your shielding with anti-loom. Well, they perceived it as like loom, like knitting or needlework or whatever the fuck you use a loom for. And it wasn't doing what they needed it to do. Because that's not what the coding was for. So you have to understand what the verbiage is when it comes to healing codes. Like anti-loom is when people are looming over you, like trying to see if you're doing a good job or not. I actually had to do I had to do anti-loom healing to my feelers because I was looming over my family, and I didn't mean to, because nothing has a positive or a negative to us. It's all very neutral. It's just, I don't want to do that to people. But the
people
portals,
can feel it, and it makes people nervous.
Yeah, and I didn't want to make my family nervous. I didn't want to make that happen. So it's something I needed to heal. It wasn't a big deal. It was just like, oh shit. Okay, that applies to me. I can look at that.
Also, when it's you perceive it as different, it reroutes it. It's almost like it's like a no, It means looming. It means a yarn and a string, which is why it changes around and it doesn't do the thing that it needs to do, is because you're physically blocking it. If that makes sense. I was like thinking, like, making sure that that's what was happening in the channeling. And so you go to the most impactful point. Let's say, we'll give another example. And you're like, okay, and my body still hurts. And it's like, cool. Where would you go where your body hurts? Zoom out. What would make your entire body hurt? Lifting something heavy? Releasing a bunch of stress? Healing for the first time and feeling your body?
Being in battle? What makes your body hurt?
Wearing the wrong shoes? That makes your whole fucking body hurt.
So as a feeler, I'll feel my body and I'll be like, okay, if I'm acting as the client, like I'm embodying the client, and I'm like, my body hurts. It's my lower right back. Okay. Now I have in my repertoire that lower back pain is money related, but I don't go to that first. The first thing I go to is, okay, if I was sitting, like, why would my lower, like Kate said, zooming out, what would make my lower back on the right side only hurt? And the analogy I get is like when you're in the car and you're constantly in the driver's seat leaning. And then it's like, so you're not centered in your driver's seat, or you're paying too much attention to the passenger, or why is that? And it leads to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So the most impactful point of your back hurting would take us into driver's seat leaning to the right. It's that zooming out part that helps you figure out what's going on.
And also, let's say your whole body hurts and you heal it and you heal it and you heal it, and it was layered. It was super, super layered. And then all of a sudden one day you have a light bulb moment of, oh my God, I need to get new shoes. Oh my God, it's been my shoes this whole time, but it hasn't been. It's been those lives. And now that those lives are healed, it's new shoe time, if that makes sense. Like, it's like you've healed the part that is causing the issue. Now the physical can come out.
I have an extreme analogy for that one.
Okay.
It was during lockdown, and I've used this one before. I've told you guys about it. I had just rehomed 2 cats. I had a toddler, a young child, and a middle schooler. I was a single mom. I was doing my office work, and I had just started doing past life work online. And I finally got a book and started writing the scheduling and pencil it. My cats didn't jump over. I needed to make it to where, sorry, I'm kind of jumping around in here. I needed to make it to where they could get to their food and they could get to the litter box, but the toddler couldn't. And it was a 2-bedroom townhome. And I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I was like, what was energetically happening was I was trying to decide between my past life business, because it was picking up, and my office job, which had paid me better than any other job ever had. And I basically, I loved it there. And it was really difficult for me to decide between. It was hurting. It was really painful. So as that energetically was happening, what it was making happen in my physical was like the baby gate rising up, but then putting like a stepping stool underneath it so that the cats could go under it because they wouldn't jump, but not large enough for my toddler to go through. And it was in the kitchen. So I was going over that gate over and over and over again. And it was fucking my hip up. So I'm like, God dang, my hip really hurts. Physically, in the physical, you think that it's the gate and going over the gate over and over again. That is the physicality, but the reason it was happening was the deciding between. This was the energetic reason it was showing up in my physical world.
So that energy was making this baby gate situation heighten. So as soon as I healed that energetic thing, and I was like, I had a fucking breakdown. I had like a whole thing, and I was like, I am going to pursue this energy work that I've been like honing for forever. I'm going to pursue it. And as soon as I did that, I got a ding, like in my head, like knowledge, just cut a hole in the fucking baby gate, bitch.
And then the baby gate went down. There was a hole in it. Cats could go through. Toddler couldn't. Didn't hurt my hip anymore. So was it just taking the gate down that fixed my hip? No. I could not figure out what the fuck to do with this fucking gate because I was trying to decide what was going on there. And hip equals flexibility of staying in the current and moving to the future.
Okay, so the next thing I want to go to is trauma, bias, and agenda. So let's say you go to the most impactful point and you're like, okay, I'm here. And there's a lot of lava here. It's hell. I'm in hell. Oh my God.
That's not what hell.
Evil.
That's not what hell is. I want to add that before she starts going into it. That's not what it is.
But the trauma, bias, and agenda says, I'm burning for all my sins. And then you go, man, this is really odd. I don't believe in religion like that. I don't believe in organized religion.
If you actually go to a place where you think it's hell, you might quit spiritual work altogether. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Which is why this is so fucking important. That when you do these things, you heal and you heal and you heal to where removing trauma, bias, and agenda just happens. It just
everything
happens.
becomes kind of neutral. And you can actually puzzle solve what it really means instead of what you think it means. I can't tell you how many times we have sessions and the people will be like, here's an example. Okay, we went to the most impactful point and they're like, yeah, we're in like these woods. And I'm like, yeah, okay, but you're like not just in the woods, you're like in a hollowed out tree. What are you doing in the hollowed out tree? And they're like, so I think that the hollowed out tree represents that. And I'm like, bitch, you were in a past life in a fucking hollowed out tree. Why would you be in there in the woods? You wouldn't just go into a hollowed out tree.
It's not a representation of anything. You're here.
You're by yourself in a hollowed out tree. Why are you? You're hiding from something. What are you hiding from? It's not like they'll do the prompt and they'll be like, I saw 3 birds fly by.
Cool. What do the 3 birds mean?
Cool.
I did the directive and I was a painting, so I collapsed the museum. And it's like you collapsed a whole fucking museum because you didn't want to be a painting? That insane.
Museum still exists. What do you mean?
Whatever I channeled into it looked like a blanket was put over the fucking museum and people were just moving around.
Now, if any of these scenarios that we're bringing up through the years is yours, please understand it's for examples. It happens a lot.
It's flat.
It's not like we say it like exuberant and like really loud and stuff, but we're not like this stupid bit. Like we don't fucking.
We're just passionate.
Don't give a shit.
We're passionate and excited about talking about our things.
Because these examples happen in multitudes of ways. Like holy shit! I posted something the other day that like fucked me up for a long time. I could not grasp the concept. When people couldn't feel my healings, I was like, something's wrong with me. I'm doing something wrong. I'm a fake. I'm a fraud. I am a horrible person. It's not working. Why is it not working for everybody? Not everybody's a feeler. Some people see, some people know.
Kate, I can't hear my spirit guides. Are you a hearer? That's crazy.
And then when they would still stay with me and I'm like, you can't feel the healings. Why are you still with me? Like, why are you even? And they're like, because I know what you're saying is true. And I'm like, but how? If you can't feel the healing, I had so much worth tied up in that. And so like, I don't know, there was things when I would work with clients and I'd be like, okay, you know, I used to start my sessions with, repeat after me. Don't, guys. Spirit, if it's in my highest good, please allow Kat access to my energy body. And I would be able to go into their house and I'd be able to go, like their spirit team would let me right in and then I couldn't get in their body. And then I went into like panic mode of trying to explain, like, everybody let me in. I'm allowed in. It was because they went through a very traumatic thing and they had like sealed their shielding up. So then I had to walk them through that. I couldn't conceptualize that they booked with me because they already were giving me access. Because I had to heal a lot of stuff of like self-worth.
And then also, once you remove trauma, bias, and agenda, zoom out. That's also another thing. Because it's like, okay, I know I'm not in hell, but this place is on fire. Oh my God, I'm on fire. I am on fire. And it's like, zoom out. This is a campfire.
Are you a log? You might be a log if you're on fire.
But
also, when you go to the most impactful point, the weird coding about that is it takes you directly to the most impactful. So it's usually followed up with earliest point or before this happened. So if you think of the old school DVD, or actually if you think of an old school VHS tape, and when you would watch it, people that are old enough to watch VHS tapes, you would rewind it and you could see it on the screen rewinding. And like you would rewind it and everything would be going in reverse really, really fast on the screen. And that's kind of what happens. It's like you go in, I remember I was working with someone and their mom, and we went to the most impactful point and we were like on a raft in the middle of the ocean. And then it's like, this is the most impactful point. They need to heal. Okay, cool. So we're on a raft in an ocean.
hell yeah.
So it's almost nighttime. It's a little cold. Got it. And we're alone. All right. That is the most impactful. But now you need to understand how the fuck you got there. Why are you on a raft in the middle of the ocean, bitch? Because some people will be like, I went in and
I'm in a museum.
Huh?
I was giving an example. Like I'm in a museum. And it's like, cool. How'd you get there? What
happened?
Does the museum look like? Like, is it intact? Like, what about the museum? Oh, that's another thing too, is like, they'll go to the most impactful point and then they'll just be like, yep, it's a museum. I went to a museum. And so I did the cleanups and cleanoffs. And it's like,
but what happened to you there?
but what happened? That's not
Why
healing.
were you there?
That's not healing. Cleaning it up is not healing either.
Paula said, what if you can't figure it out? So, steps if you can't figure it out. Angel said it pretty good right underneath it. It said, asking questions is key, question everything. So, yeah, who, what, where, why, how, what's going on? If you're in the most impactful point and you can't figure out, like if you're like, everything is just dark here, why is it dark? Why is it dark? Are you inside a box? Are you in a building? Are your eyes closed? Why is it dark? Start focusing on your other senses. It's kind of like, I don't know if it works the same for seeing. I don't think not. Well, your seeing goes down like a curtain. But like for me, it's almost like focusing a camera of like, because I work on feeling, like if I can't figure it out, I'm like, I am looking down and to the left. And then I have to go, am I looking at floor height or am I looking past the floor?
Oh, yeah. I'll go into knowing.
And then like,
Yeah. You're go into knowing and hearing, like as a seer. I'll go into other senses, like you said. Yep.
This thing is messing up, so.
Oh, can you hear me? You won't know.
Sometimes. It's because I was messing with it in the guided adventure, so now it's all like messed up.
Oh.
Let me try this. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
You unplugged it?
Yeah, do I need a mute in between talking?
It sounds just like you're farther away from the mic, that's it.
Do I need a...
Oh my god, Kat, there you are. I was just agreeing with what you were saying, is that yes, as a seer, I'll go into my other senses. Like, I'll lean on my knowing or my hearing, and then last resort feeling.
Also, guys, when you go into these, like, yes, human amnesia is a bitch, but when you go into these portals, you're not going somewhere. You are going to a point of existence you already exist in. You're just tuning into a walkie-talkie frequency. You already exist there. Like, we might say, like, going in or something like that, but you are just merging in with the part of you that's already there. Like, even when we do the magic school bus type of thing, where we go, like, teeny tiny into the body, that fucks people up a lot, too. A lot of people, when they work with us about medical stuff, and we go to, like, some movie reference or like something that happened to them, a fight they got into in like second grade, and they're like, why are we not? We worked with someone the other like
probably at the beginning of the month, and they wanted to work on electric bill for their like home. And Kate was like, so you are part of the grid, you are the electric grid. And they were like a little bit not wanting to go where we were because they had expectations of where they were going to go, trauma bias and agenda, expectations of where you think you're going to go. So while Kate was walking them through, they were kind of like flippant about it a little bit. We've already talked to them about it. They were like kind of not wanting to do what Kate was seeing. And then I talked to them after and they're like, yeah, I'm not having electrical issues anymore. My phone is not, and I'm like, wow, shocker.
But it was very like, yeah, okay, we'll see. And it's like, we will see when you get results that are 100% guarantee. Anyway, are you going to fucking do it or not? Do you want to fucking heal it or not is the thing. It's like, yeah, that's crazy. There's no way that I could be George Washington. And it's like, cool, it's up to you if you want to heal it or not. Sorry, it sucks for you. Like, that's kind of my go-to whenever people are like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, well, fucking, we don't have to heal this. It's up to you. It's your life. I would love to because I love to heal. But I'm not going to force you to.
It's really odd because a lot of people that work with us, like there's a good bit that don't trust themselves, but then they book with us and we go exactly, and we're on the same page, we're tuned in the same frequency, we know exactly where we're going, and then they'll not trust us. And it's like, well, I don't like the word trust, but like literally they'll like second guess, triple guess, whatever the fuck, and it's like, you booked with us, man. I don't fucking know.
Like you knew that we would get, yeah, you knew you would get results. You just have weird expectations. Zoom out. Like zoom out or move trauma bias and agenda like and then
you
question.
have allergies and we went into a shark tank in the middle of the ocean. Deal with it, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so I know it's like obvious because of practice, but how are we so good at figuring out where the fuck we are with most impactful point or any other portal prompt that we use?
Knowing yourself. I've been saying that since the beginning is like, knowing yourself so well that you know what you're doing is correct. And then anything that questions it is very like, yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I'll be going to this healing thing, because it's like for some people, it's like a muscle. I had the, I guess, opportunity to work it all my life because of how I grew up. Kat's had the opportunity, I don't know, I don't want to call it opportunity, I just don't know what, experience to work it her whole life because of how she grew up.
I will say this, I did not trust any of my abilities, anything. I could not see, hear, feel, know, as far as I knew, until my 30s. I did not have the ability to go to past lives or anything, except I healed it and I made it available not only for younger me, but for like 100 years ago me, on multiple different dimensions and realms and realities, million year ago me, multi-dimensional realities. So like I literally remember first starting talking to Kate, and I was really focused on oversouls. Remember, I was going like pretty nuts, like rabbit holing about oversouls, not researching, like reading books, but I was like, I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure out this oversoul thing. I gotta figure it out. And I literally energetically made a away message, which I didn't know I could do, but I like disconnected from everybody. And Kate later told me that I had an energetic away message because she went to check on me because I wasn't texting back or anything. And I went and I merged with like, because I had done past life work before, and I merged with those versions of me and exchanged information, but that verbiage came later. It was like a slower way of doing it. I spent all day doing it. I remember one time Kate spent 2 days cleaning out all the dimensions, and like when we first started, it was like going into little pocket dimensions or little spaces of time. And then by the time of like 2021, maybe, yeah, because it was like right before you moved here, a little bit before that, maybe into 2020, Kate was like, you know what? I'm going to take all the fucking healings we've ever done and I'm just going to clean every like floor, because the dimensions go like an elevator up. Like from negative 24th, there's more than that, but they don't have life forms, so it's like not really important. Negative 24th all the way to center point 0, back up to the 24th.
all day, 2 days?
It was 2 days, yep. And I was just sitting there, and then I'd be like, all right, I'm on the next floor. I'm on the next one. I'm on the
And
next.
she's saying all the things, and she's energetically doing it, and she's seeing all the things, and she's like opening the portals and cleaning them out and fixing any rips and fixing any tears. We know this stuff so much from our experience. And like my older vids, you can hear my story times. It sounds like I'm going to the store getting a loaf of bread. I'm like, yep. So we went into the underworld, and then we opened portals, and we like escorted them out, and because we walked through it. So that's how, yeah, knowing yourself, knowing your experiences, yeah.
Yeah, and then spirit guides, how that came about is I've always talked to this one, and I thought I was talking to myself, but it's myself as a, all that. So you are talking to yourself, but I was like, oh, I saw on like YouTube or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck is a spirit guide? Oh, light a candle. And then I actually just threw it away a few months ago, but I like lit it this much, and then I went and played video games, and I was like, yeah, fucking, okay, cool, spirit guide stuff, whatever. And I just started seeing all these things, but I didn't know that other people did not see spirit guides like I did. And but they just like kind of pop up or whatever, and they're talking to whoever, right? They're talking to the person. And how I figured that out was going and looking at it, doing readings, being like, oh yeah, blah, 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 this looks like, and then talking to them. Being like, hey, what are you doing here? Why are you doing that? That. Just going into it. Doing the thing, like Kat was saying. Going to the 24th.
We kind of, I know it looks like it's like, okay, well, they always have each other, so like, of course they can do it. Like, everything is set up to where you can do it on your own.
We say that too.
If you can't do it on your own, you got to look at why you can't do it on your own. Like, we both had to break contracts with needing help, or having to work in a team. Because again, we don't want codependent. We don't want to have to get help from each other. That was actually thrown in our face not that long ago. Someone brought that up, that, like, we have each other for help. So blah, 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 whatever that was.
Yep.
But we don't do things the way that is written in like spirituality. We don't do things, neither of us do, the way things are written in witchcraft, in religion. And we've said before, and we can say with confidence, that we have the most impactful healing practice that's out there for everyone, from babies to the elderly, to past lives, to inner child, for you to do it on your own.
To different life forms, everything. Because
we went with what we were experiencing, and then we didn't gatekeep it. We shared it, and everybody had similar experiences. And then when we did start taking clients, they experienced the same things, and we learned from them in our sessions, and they learned from us, and then we'd all share together. And people's lives have changed. Our lives have changed. And it's from going to the most impactful point of things. Like, we don't just have a book of healing codes that we run through. Like, maybe morning cleanoffs we do, a little bit, but that's like, just even those phrases that are inside the morning cleanoffs are packed with years worth of stuff.
Oh, here's another thing that I've seen too. Go ahead, go. I'll remember.
Okay. Also, those healings for the morning cleanoffs, we're not doing that every day as in like, that's what we're going to do. We're actively trying to heal it so we don't have to use those anymore.
Yep. And they'll get shorter and shorter.
We're actively trying to heal always so that we don't use any of the healing codes.
And then eventually it'll just be, yeah. And so the next point I want to bring up with that is that if you are someone who goes really fast, if you're someone who goes so fast that you are not seeing or feeling or knowing anything, like if you're, okay, morning cleanoffs is a perfect one. Oh, close up / sign offs too, if you do it the long way. If y'all will notice, I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at everyone. I'm looking at everything as I'm doing the close up / sign offs. And that's whether I do them here, whether I do them in a guided adventure, whether I do them at my house. But baddie training is where I first realized that people are going so fast that they are just throwing a bunch of stuff at it. And you're not seeing what it's doing. So how do you know what it's actually doing? How do you know what, the calibration healings are doing? Are you feeling it? And it might make you go slower, but you're looking and feeling and knowing and hearing.
The way we have it written out is so that you can feel it and see it and understand what it does. Because when we write things out, like if we wanted to, we could name everything Kate's blah, 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 Cat's blah, blah, blah. And you wouldn't know what was in it and you'd be dependent on us. So when we write out like the close up / sign offs, it's not like a long script, but it tells you everything that's in it so that you can go, yep, okay. It's kind of like having a checklist when you go to bed and you're like, did I lock the door? Did I put the coffee pot, did I turn the coffee pot off? Did I put the laundry in the dryer? Did I, that list, that is what this is. And you should be energetically walking through these things. And that's when you know when you don't need to do it anymore. Like if you do the action, if you do part of the healing and there isn't a most impactful point anymore, it's like, oh, I could actually probably remove that one from my daily repertoire or whatever. It kind of, again, using that example of going to bed, if every night for a week you have locked the door and you remember locking the door and you're confident about it, you'll probably stop asking yourself if you've locked the door.
A more recent one that we've done is I used to infuse my shielding with so much shit because I didn't know how it was getting in. I didn't know what the fuck, like.
This was huge. We haven't really talked about this. I don't know if you made a video about it, but yeah.
I think it was either in a video or a guided adventure. I'm not really sure. Or I referenced it in a video where I was talking about something else.
We definitely talked about it in guided adventure, but anyway. Okay. Yeah, it was huge. Go on.
Yeah. So I would infuse my shield, and I know a lot of people did, and Kat did, we did not know, and I had a lot of trouble with work because people soup all day. Why are they treating me like I'm their kid? Why are they thinking that they can talk to me like that? Why are they treating me like this? Why are they, what is happening? So it'd be like anti-mothering and anti-fathering. Infuse my shielding with anti-loom. Infuse my shielding with don't you ever think that me and you are competing. Infuse my shit. And it was all this shit. So much so that it was creating a weight.
Too much. It imploded, collapsed.
Yeah. And so when this would happen.
Or it would be like a leak, like a tarp gathering rain.
And then it would explode in on itself. And then it would just leak and seep all into the inside of your shielding. Because there was so much in there.
So it was like, where the fuck is this tear? Where the fuck is this leak happening? Nobody should be able to get in. Like, we have done so much work on this. What the fuck is happening? Oh. It was us.
Yes. And so all of the things that we infused our shieldings with, we had to neutralize, get rid of the things that we have healed and gotten clarity on. We had to collapse all of it. And then we eventually rebuilt our entire shielding.
We had to.
Because it was so dead, I guess you could say.
It's kind of like when people use the eye that's in so many cultures, that blue and white one. It's in Greek cultures a lot.
Evil eye.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's to ward it off or whatever.
Yeah.
But when people have it, they use it to ward it off, but then it gets so full it breaks because it's doing its job. So our stuff was doing its job, but we didn't need it anymore. And so it got so heavy. And then it was just God dang it. What the fuck is happening?
It was crazy. Yeah, I should probably make a video on that.
But then when we remove stuff, you have to realize, and this is stuff we figured out along the way, Kate has a fill-in kind of healing. And that is because like we were on the phone one time and I was like, yeah, the space where my ovary used to be hurts. It's like when, you know, when a leg is amputated. And you can still feel it. Like I could feel the absence of the ovary, and I was just kind of like not asking her to help me heal it. It was like it was just a regular thing in the conversation, and she's like, "Well, yeah, all your organs need to be growing where that space is." And then she just went in and rearranged my guts, y'all. She energetically reached in, and it was like it never bothered me again. And I was like, "What the fuck, bro?" It's doing that puzzle thing.
That's kind of how we do this. Is we're like, I wonder, hey, what does this mean? Huh? I wonder if
are we able to heal that? Is there something we could do about that?
Hey, Kat, if I do blah, 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 does it mean blah, blah, and then this and this and this? Oh, my God.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then so many times we're like, oh, fuck, that makes so much fucking sense, bruh. Like that shielding thing, it was right there in our face, but we hadn't healed the thing to realize it. But when all of these things that we're talking about, even if we're not saying take me to the most impactful point or take me to the strongest introspective point that we can manufacture and overhaul, we are naturally always going to the most impactful point. When we say, like, our shortened portal for that is, hey, why is this happening? And it goes whoosh. Like,
it'd be taking us in there.
And it's like, hey, do you want to look at it? Yeah, let's look at it. And then we just kind of, hey, so I'm seeing that, and like, sometimes she sees something and I feel something and they don't quite match. So we, you know that game where they say the word and they try to find the common word? That's kind of what we do. It's like, is there a common denominator of the two things, or are we in separate places? And then we have to feel and see that.
Also, on this, I'm getting like a ding to say this shit too, is like, we would get so worried about like, huh?
The Johnson Kelly said, I'm gifting the first 5 people to message me. God did. Stay safe. Gross. Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to reply back to them and be like, nah, bro. No one here is going to do that. Anyway.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. So, we were so worried that we would like run out of time, and I'm trying to figure out a better way to say it, but like we were on a time crunch. Like we needed to get this done or else. And it's like, if you don't get rid of those contracts, then it's always going to feel that way, and it gets in the way of actually doing it.
Yeah.
So it's literally heal yourself, heal the world. Heal your perspectives, heal your ideals, heal your trauma, heal your bias, heal your agenda.
I also want to point out all the people that, like, when we have those extra like podcast episodes where we have the people on and they do the game show and stuff and they're answering all the questions, sometimes, and it got brought up with Paula that like the other day, and it was like, sometimes in the guided adventures, which we've looked at now, like it might feel like everybody else has the answer and all of us know what we're doing, and like you don't. Like, you might feel like you don't know and that you're the odd man out, and then how do they all know this stuff? It's because they've been healing themselves. Like, the group of people that are with us have been with us since like 2019, some of them, and some of them just since 2024. But their understanding of it is not just because they're like doing whatever we're doing. They're not like, well, if Kate and Kat said, they're literally like, okay, let me try this. Mm-hmm. Let me try this, see what happens. Holy shit, I got results. Okay, I got results on this, but I didn't get results on this. Why didn't I? Okay, let me try this. Okay, let me da-da-da-da-da. Whether it's Guided Adventure subscription, whether it's just in the videos, whether it's on our podcast episodes, they're figuring it out for themselves. And they're healing themselves. And now, they, like, if you could see the evolution, if you don't have the Guided Adventure subscription, for those of you who do, you can look at the evolution of like how long it took us to heal like one thing versus now we heal like sometimes like 500 things in an hour. like just real fucking fast because we all understand each other. It used to be like one of the things I would check for like if I would let someone into mentorship or not is like do you know the language? How much am I going to have to explain? But I don't care about that anymore. I don't remember what else it was. There was something else that it was like.
I got an example just now of something. I don't know if it's related, but like whenever we were on a live one time and we've healed so much to where when we talk to each other, people think we're mean to each other. We're just talking like, no, that's not the verbiage that I don't really like when that says this.
Oh, the one where we were doing the description card.
Yes.
And we are editing together and it's like, no, that's not quite right. That's not what she looks like. She's not making that face. I wouldn't say that at all. And like we channeled that the people that were watching it were like, Jesus.
Yeah,
and
it's like this is so mean.
No, we're just direct. When we go into it, there's no emotion behind it. And if there's emotion behind it, we know that someone is interfering and that we've got stuff on us. And we will literally still be like, there is something on me and I know there's something on us, but I gotta say what I gotta say.
When you said this, did you mean this? And it's like, what the fuck?
And like the normal response would be like, no, absolutely not. But we're like, why the fuck would you think that? And then we go, I know there's something on me because I said, why the fuck would you think that? Because that's not what I mean.
But it's because we're so neutral, because we heal so fucking much that we know instantly when there's interference. Literally.
Kate could come over and I could go, your face looks weird.
And it's like, oh, fuck. So I was doing this before this.
And then she goes and she looks at it, she heals it. We were in the car and she's like, there's a weird lump on the back of your neck. Your body looks weird. Cool, let's go look at it. What is that?
But if you don't heal like that, you're going to be like, well, they're fucking mean. They're fucking meanies. And it's like, nope, don't you want to know if you have some shit on you, bitch?
Okay, I'm going to use Ben as an example because he's healed a lot, so he doesn't think that we're bullying, but we're laughing our asses off while we heal stuff, and we'll be like, this motherfucking version of you is doing like the fucking like jig or whatever the fuck, and we're like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, we're energetically looking at him in this dimension or realm, and he's in the middle of trauma, so he'll think we're making fun of him.
These motherfuckers are laughing at me.
And it's like, no, bitch. Merge him with the funnel whacking bitch. See what the fuck you doing?
That's great. But yeah, so it's all that is hello Bartholomew.
The most impactful point, it's a portal. It is not a healing. The strongest introspective point you can manufacture or overhaul. If you're interested in those, Kate has a bunch of them. They're all labeled on her page. It's a series she started a little while ago. They're really cool, and it's also the themes we're doing for the Guided Adventures right now on Wednesday nights. The most impactful point is the theme we're doing for Fridays Guided Adventures. If you ever want to check those out, join the live. They're really fun. It's not like Zumba class where you go in there and nobody knows you or talks to you. Like, you don't have to participate, but like if you want to, we're all down for it.
Hell yeah.
It's really fun to heal a bunch of stuff together.
You don't have to talk. You don't have to put stuff in the comments. You can just do the thing on your own and stay muted and off the camera.
But we heal ourselves and we heal the world in there. Like, and that's also because we go to the most impactful point so clearly by just saying like, where is it or what's going on or show me what's up. Like we don't have to go into like a meditative state. We can just go, okay, let me look at it. And we tune right in. When there is fear mongering happening out there and people are in a chaotic state, it's really easy for us to stay neutral and actually look at what's really going on. And there was one live we had where we had gotten over and over and over again. And like, I used to be on the side that was like global warming is real because I leaned more towards that direction. But we were channeling it and we were not getting it at all. We couldn't see it. We couldn't feel it. We were trying to heal it. And we were like, what the fuck is happening? Because there's so many people who believe this. So while we were on a live, we went and we changed the verbiage and we're like, show us why so many people
think global warming
this.
Is real.
And we went somewhere and there was something happening that was like making what would be classified as global warming. And we were able to heal that. So it's not always like you go somewhere and you're like, well, that must not be real. Change your verbiage.
Zoom out. Fuck.
Figure out why it's not going somewhere.
All right, it's 8:05.
Yeah.
Do the closing statements on Kat's page and or the close up / shine offs on my page. We healed a lot in here. Perspectives are healing. Growth is healing. Talking is healing. Communicating is healing. So, yeah.
Y'all went through a lot of portals tonight.
Hell yeah. And don't forget to disconnect.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
To book a dual session with Kate and Kat, visit either of our websites listed in the description of this video. For a spirit guide reading, you can book with Captain Kate at www.captainkate.com. For a one-on-one trauma healing session with Cat and Boots, you can visit www.catandboots138.com.